this on? Can you hear me good? Good, because the people at home can't really hear, so I'm just going to hold this microphone close. First, Patrick Duff. I'm not going to give my address, just like the other person. You don't have to give your address. It's something you shouldn't do, especially here in Medford, since the powers that be used people's addresses to then begin investigations for the zoning department because they spoke against bills that you guys wanted to pass here. So you guys are scumbags for that. Mr. Prime, I am going to really come at you hard here, Mr. Prime, because I'll tell you what.
Excuse me.
In 1998, I'm going to read something from.
Address council, please.
I'll address you, Mr. Rebstock. That's your church over there with all the people on the farm?
It is not at all.
Okay, good. Do you agree that that's farming activity?
I personally do not know.
Good. Then you're not an idiot. Other people must be. Mr. Prime, in 1998, you had worked for this town. Mr. Prime worked for this town prior to 1998. Isn't that true? As a solicitor? Yes, he did. But in 1998, he used his own knowledge of this township to then sue the township. I'm going to read from the newspaper article. Timothy Prime, former solicitor, has said he will build 2,000 housing units on the tracks, including 400 homes for people of low income or moderate income, if the township does not buy the land at a price acceptable to him and his clients, the landowners. Now, the price, by the way, for the township was $26,000 per acre when the going rate at that time was $3,200 per acre for farmland. The inspector of the Attorney General, the Office of the Inspector in Burlington County found that that was the highest amount ever paid for any farmland to be, let's say, saved from the building. And Mr. Prime, we do, and people are talking. There was two people that owned the land, two ladies that lived in retirement homes that I believe you made a deal with. You got $6.25 million from the township of Medford into an LLC that the two women who owned the home had nothing to do with. Wow. I guess you're not going to answer that. What's interesting, Mr. Watson, is that Magnify Brewing, who stole Main Street, 17 and 19 North Main Street, was worth at least $1 million. They paid $200,000 for it. That LLC, 17 North Main LLC, is registered in New York State. Now, you know what is interesting about New York State is they don't have to say who is on the registry. No ownership. You literally, it's a blank slate for 17 North Main LLC, which is the first company that took ownership of that land that then transferred it to 17 North Main Urban Renewal Development. Mr. Watson, do you have anything to do with that first LLC?
Do not.
Good. Well, can you look into it and see who does? I mean, you sold property to people that you have no idea who the hell owns that property because it's not listed with New York State Registry. But what's so interesting is I listened to the last planning board meeting where the planning board, the head of the planning board, who we now know as a developer, if you look into Cinnaminson Township, you'll see that the same developer tried to steal a private person's land to build a Chick-fil-A, and the court, he pounded her in court for years, and she finally won the decision. So I don't know how concerned these folks are with actual affordable housing and or people's private land. It sounds like they're more concerned with development. If you look at Mr. Prime's own law firm page, it says nothing about a municipal attorney. It doesn't say he represents municipalities. He represents developers building massive developments across New Jersey in all 21 counties. This guy is a developer's attorney. He's not a township solicitor. He's in here stealing land, if you ask me.
1 minute.
No, it's not 1 minute. I got plenty more than that. And I'll tell you, the most sad part about this, right? See, when the Carns, when the whole thing happened with the Carns, there was literally a neighbor of the Carns that was trespassing on the property that sent video to all the professionals, including Mr. Prime, that showed she was trespassing on the property. Remember that, Ms. Simmons? You remember that? And you did nothing? You literally did nothing to stop this woman from trespassing on their property who turned out to be a psychopath. You guys just supported that person and came after the Carns. I still remember the court hearing where Ms. Carns was charged $10,000. It was your prosecutor, I call him Pig Vomit, that came up and said that, oh, this nice church-going woman, she wouldn't lie now, would she, about having 2 commercial trucks parked on her property. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? He asked for excessive penalties. The township asked for excessive penalties against an 80-something-year-old church-going woman in your township for parking tree trucks on a farm that had been parked there for decades. Now, what's also interesting is when you talk about Mount Laurel and Mount Laurel's need to build housing, affordable housing, you know how they got around it? Does anybody know how they got around it? I have to ask that first. Hey, Mr. Knoll, do you know how Mount Laurel got around building affordable housing?
Got around what?
How they got around the numbers.
How did they get around the numbers?
They utilized the motels and hotels that were on Route 73, and they were included in the affordable housing numbers, so they didn't have to build the hundreds of homes that you claim they still have to build, Mr. Prime. Isn't that true?
That's 100%.
Oh, is it? So, is it true that you tried to steal the woman's land in Cinnaminson? You don't know about that, huh? Chick-fil-A, Mr. Chick-fil-A back
Mr.
there?
Duff, just please address it.
Yeah.
And then final thoughts. Final thoughts, please.
Final thoughts are that, as she said, somebody has to stand up here for your township. The fact is, the Carns family got a call from the tax assessor's office. The man had never called anybody else. He didn't send any letters to any property owners. The law is, if he's going to reassess 100% of the properties, farm properties in Medford, that he has to send letters out in 2-week batches. Take the first batch, 2 weeks, send it out, say we're going to come out and assess your property in 2 weeks. But instead, he picks up the phone and calls an 80-something-year-old woman who's already been harassed by your township, given a $10,000 fine, never charged criminally. If you look up Carolyn Carns, she has a criminal record because of you. Because of you idiot. So think about that.
Mr.
An
Duff,
80-something. No, I'm going to say what the hell I want, and you're not going to stop me. This is free speech, brother. This is free speech. You know,
You may not
decorum.
condemn
No, decorum
other
doesn't make any
people.
sense.
All right.
You don't
That's
make
all
any
I'm-
sense. The truth is that Mount Laurel got around it by going with the hotels. You guys have other ways to get around it, but you're not. You're not even looking into other ways of getting around it. It shocks. It really does shock me. The fact that this council, the new council, right? Now that you have Magnify Brewing, they're open now, which is very interesting. Has anybody investigated that? Has anybody looked in to see what happened there? How this place got a $200,000 deal? Why you did a need for redevelopment on a property anybody would have been willing to buy to put a business at? The need for redevelopment is a property that nobody wants. Not something you're going to give to a North Jersey brewery for 1/5 of the cost of the cost of the property so they can open a business. What happened there? Didn't you get a keg dropped off at your house the other day from Magnify?
And paid for it.
You paid for it? Just like you paid for the firewood, right?
Paid for that too.
Only once the papers called you and you lied to the newspapers and you said that you did pay for it, and they asked you, well, I have these text messages here that show that you didn't, and then you picked up your checkbook and you sent one out. See, this is after the fact, folks. You guys doing all this stuff after the fact, making all making answers after the fact, right? Or making statements after the fact doesn't mean they're right. Listen, a conflict of interest exists with Mr. Prime and any type of development in your township. If you can't see that, just go read his LinkedIn page. He's a developer's attorney. He's here to build, baby, build. And if you don't build, by the way, he threatened to sue you in 1998. That's the reason why you paid $6.25 million for property that was maybe worth 1.4. Think about that. But at Magnify Brewing, the property is worth $1 million. You only pay $200,000 for that. Where does any of this make sense? Where are the assessors coming in? Where are the people on the council coming in and saying, hey, why are we selling this property to Magnify Brewing?
Final thoughts, Mr. Duff.
You know, why are we approving a 4th brewery here downtown when we don't have parking for the 3 that we already have? You're supposed to be planners. You're supposed to be people of the township. The people of this township, they're pissed off. Trust me, a lot of them don't know what's going on. But I can tell you, when you read that article from 1998, I think it's the most damning article that I've ever seen in the sense of Mr. Prime, because he literally threatened your town with a lawsuit, and here he is sitting here as your township solicitor. What kind of conflict? If he was my former attorney, and he threatened, God, you see, here's your buddies over here, right? But none of them will get up here and say a goddamn word that makes sense because they can't. They can't defend anything. Goddamn is perfectly fine. So is the F word, so is the S word, so is the MF word. It's the freedom of speech, okay?
We need to
Edison
finish up.
Council, did you see what happened up there? They banned the flag. They banned the flag because I went up there and I used a puppet during the public comments and I embarrassed them. You deserve to be embarrassed. You should be embarrassed. Thank you.
Name and address?
My name is Bob Holio. You can find me on any coffee table across the state of the country. I'm a Bob. You spell that B-O-N-G-H-O-L-E-O. Big bomb o'clock, yeah, it's 8:30. I've been sucked on a lot, so I'm a little dirty. Is everybody smoking in the building? It's been a minute, tell me how you feeling. Cause I'm about to get into my feelings. How you feeling? How you feel right now? Ooh, I've been sucked on by so many people. Oh, the women, they're always my favorite. Oh, I'm not the fun I want.
Alright, sir, your time is up. Thank you.
Teach your mind, turn up the music.
Officer.
Time's up.
Yes.
Give me a light. Pack up my headpiece. Let's all get stoned tonight. Okay.
Sir,
All
please,
right.
your time is
I'm a
up.
big damn bomb.
Officers, may you please remove him.
As your great governor, the First Amendment is very fucking important. And if you remove somebody for using their First Amendment, they can sue the big balls off of you. And that is what's going to happen.
The mayor slayer, rabble rouser.
I'm cursing?
He's the mayor slayer. The rabble rouser. He's the mayor slayer. The rabble rouser. He's the mayor slayer. The rabble rouser.
You keep the mask. How about we do it together?
The rabble rouser.
Officers, may you please remove him.
If you remove it, you're going to get sued big time. Don't touch me. Nobody touch me. Nobody touch me. You suck. You fucking all suck. Not all of you. You're pretty cool. I like you.
He's alright.
Oh, don't touch me.